all the surveys and studies, and we can mention here the Verizon Data Breach Report, we can mention the Ponemon Institute report, and even the Gartner recommendations, an ebook for security leaders and risk management leaders that are focused on preparing the end users, preparing the business users to be part of the cybersecurity campaigns, awareness campaigns, to the cybersecurity programs, the implementation. Because unless we have the end user, the business users committed to cybersecurity, we're in trouble, because they are the ones day in and day out dealing with the phishing emails, scams, social engineering attacks. They must be prepared. So how do we prepare those end users, those business users, to face off the threats in this ever-increasing threat scenario? We need to empower them through regular campaigns. Those surveys I mentioned in the beginning are talking about shortening the intervals between the campaigns, the phishing, anti-phishing campaigns, the awareness campaigns. We're talking about the quarterly campaigns instead of a yearly campaigns. In the best case scenario, we should talk about monthly campaigns. So measuring results, readjusting programs, readjusting the message, so that as the business moves dynamically and changes, evolves, the awareness campaigns, the anti-phishing campaigns, they evolve as well. That's not possible if we do not use a software platform to record results, to compare with metrics, to adjust the message, and keep moving forward. This is critical for the cybersecurity program sustainability. If we're not prepared to do this assessment using an automated platform, we are in trouble, because it is too much information. So that's where our artificial intelligence is important, because it can identify anomalous behaviors. It can help us to make sense among so much data of what's going on. But if we don't do anything with those findings, we are going to fail. But that is tied to what we are doing in a multidisciplinary approach, with the people from all departments, with the users from the business side and from the technical side working together. I'm not saying this is easy. We sometimes lose patience with the business users, and they lose patience with us because we insist in using complicated language. But there's no other way to succeed. And we can see in the market that companies that are doing this are lowering the number of attacks that get through. That's the only way to succeed. A novelty that we have today is to include the end user behavior and the well-being of the end users, the business users, into factoring when preparing our cybersecurity programs. Because if the end users are stressed out, are feeling disgruntled or sad or unhappy with how the company is behaving, or if they are not feeling fitting within the organization, this can affect the way they will act when facing a phishing email or a social engineering attack over the phone or over communication via Zoom or Teams or whichever the platform they use to communicate. The issue here is that if we do not consider the well-being of the employees, of the end users, we are missing a big factor in success or failure of our cybersecurity program. And unless we do this assessment on a regular basis and shortening the intervals from yearly to quarterly and even to monthly, if your software platform allows you to do it, then we are missing the point. Because unless we are there on a regular basis, together with our multidisciplinary approach, together with the end users, together with the business users, close to them, where they feel supported, where they know how to report a security incident, and they know that they are not going to just be punished for something they did, but they will be guided and they will be supported all the way. The cybersecurity will fail, and the attackers, the criminals, are going to succeed. It is very critical that we understand how important is the well-being of the employees and end users, and how that's going to affect their behavior. And as we balance behavior and well-being, and we understand how this is affecting their day by day, and we cannot do that without a software platform to record and to compare and to measure against metrics. Unless we do this regular assessing, we are going to miss the point, and we will only realize how the well-being and the behavior of those end users impacted cybersecurity after the fact. So the critical thing here is before the incident happens, we can identify the progress of the well-being going from good to bad, from best to worse along the way, because it doesn't happen overnight. So, this is a different approach. It's working hand in hand with human resources, with the compliance, with the business, with the audit, it's a multidisciplinary approach. And it requires that us, cybersecurity professionals, risk managers, that we also change our approach. It's not only talking peer-to-peer, but talking with the business side of the company, talking with the end users, being patient. We need to change our own behaviors. Unless we want to stay in the same stance, that is clearly not working. We can see in all the reports that security incidents involving humans is increasing exponentially, because the attackers are very good at it. They are very good in identifying behaviors, identifying anxieties. So we need to adjust our awareness campaigns. We need to adjust our cybersecurity programs to prepare for that. So we prepare our employees to identify phishing emails, to identify scams, to identify social engineering attacks. And we cannot do that if we do not have a regular touch with our employees through a social platform.